This image of a young child joyfully grasping eggs comes from photographer Sally Mann. The photograph effectively captures the fragility and perishable nature of childhood. The child's arms, twisted in a childish manner, create a line in the near center of the image that leads to the child's hands. The movement of the child's arms creates a twisted shape reminiscent of childish joy. The eggs in the image, by their very nature, symbolize the fragility and perishability of childhood. Thus, the line created by the child's arms draws the viewer's eye from the shoulders to the hands and, consequently, to the eggs, the focal point of the image. The stark contrast in color in this image indicates that the child is shrouded in innocence, thus reinforcing the message that the adult viewer preserve childhood fragility. There is no transition in color in this photograph, rather a distinct contrast between the child's white shirt and the dark background. This shift in color creates a sense of light around the child that draws the viewer's attention toward the center right of the image. The light and whiteness in which the child is portrayed reinforces a sense of innocence in comparison to the dark background, thus solidifying the image's message. In reference to proximity, the child's hands are close together, thus rendering the eggs as proximate in nature. The proximity of the eggs serves to support the purpose of the image, as the two eggs together further emphasize the fragility of childhood. Two eggs present the possibility of more breakage than one. Thus, it is important for the purpose of the image that the two eggs be proximate in nature to reinforce the fragility of childhood. Perspective, in the case of this photograph, ties into proximity because the child is in the foreground of the image, emphasizing the childish pose in contrast to the dark background. While the background is clear, the viewer can make out a tree and grass and leaves. It is much darker than the foreground, rendering the proximity of the eggs as especially visible. The child's contorted pose, closed eyes, and smile of contentment lead to feelings of childish joy and nostalgia. That the child is not looking at the camera is significant. This effect makes the image more approachable in nature, as opposed to the child's eyes bearing into the camera. The approachability of the image means that its purpose reaches more viewers emotionally.